Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, tamu sana, tamu sana, yes. We are counting just hours to the big day. Earlier today, Raila issued a press brief where he confirmed that tomorrow there will be a grand march to State House, Nairobi. And William Ruto responded to that. William Ruto today was at a Thanksgiving function in Nandi County, where he made some very interesting remarks that I want us to have a look at, for they are going to form the basis of our analysis and discussion right now. Listen to Ruto.
Watafanya kazi yao kulingana na sheria. Our policemen and women are professional people. They are going to ensure that the right of everybody is protected. The right of those who want to protest and the rights of those who want to go about their businesses, their jobs.
That's William Ruto. I've always maintained that listening to William Ruto, if keenly you follow William Ruto, you will realize that what he says out in public is very different from what he's doing in private. And I'm saying that based on William Ruto's past track record. And even going by the kind of promises he was giving Kenyans when he was campaigning and what he's now doing as the president. And it's actually true that William Ruto's public pronouncements are very different from what he's doing in private. It's a fact that William Ruto and his team are coming out as chest thumping and very arrogant in public. But behind the scenes, they are sending emissaries to Raila Odinga to see if Raila Odinga can have a dialogue with them. The only problem is that they're too proud to engage Raila Odinga one-on-one. So they're just sending emissaries to Raila Odinga. And I'm very sure William Ruto is very desperate for a talk with Raila Odinga. The only hindrance is his pride and arrogance. That's the only thing standing between him and Raila Odinga. And listening to William Ruto is saying that he's ready to dialogue. And he's making those remarks just hours to the big day. Just to start with those remarks alone, that confirms that Ruto and his team are feeling the heat. They thought it was easy, but they are realizing that it might not be as easy as they thought. So William Ruto is literally begging for dialogue. Though because of the pride, he doesn't want to be seen to be begging for dialogue, but that's exactly what William Ruto is doing. I listened to Nairobi's police boss today speaking, and he was saying that the planned Azimio's demonstrations tomorrow are illegal. And then hours later, he changed the tune and he was saying, if as long as the rallies will be, the protests will be peaceful, then well and good. And I've also listened to William Ruto saying that the police will protect those who will protest and those who will not be protesting. Listening to William Ruto, listening to the police boss, I'm seeing a state of confusion in the government, in that they are not even sure on how to handle the demonstrations. They don't know whether to break the law and actually interfere with the demonstrations. They just don't know. But one thing that William Ruto should know, on Friday, Raila Odinga was in Kiambu County, an area considered William Ruto's stronghold. And the county commander, Kiambu County commander, tried interfering with the rally Yeah, with the rallies, there were a series of rallies. Kiambu County commander tried interfering, and we saw him even ordering the police to lob tear gas. But that never discouraged Kiambu residents who had turned out to listen to Raila Odinga. In fact, the will of the people in Kiambu did overpower the police. And even in tomorrow's demonstrations and protests, that's exactly what might happen tomorrow. I'm seeing a police force who most definitely will go rogue. And they'll try to interfere with the protests. But from the look of things, or basing my argument from what we saw in Kiambu, the will of the people tomorrow in Nairobi will be too strong to be stopped by the police. So the police will end up actually failing. So my advice to William Ruto and his team, let Azimio's mass action scheduled for tomorrow proceed without police interference. Because the moment the police tries to interfere, then they'll be helping Raila Odinga and the Azimio Brigade achieve their political objective. In the event the rallies just moves on smoothly without any interference, I don't think the impact will be all that big. But the moment the police starts interfering, then it means that the demonstrators will also try resisting that. And then we'll see running battles in town. Even the so-called businesses, they'll be trying to protect. The moment they're running battles in town, even those businesses will not operate. So the best thing William Ruto should do and his team is not to interfere with the planned demonstrations. And also looking at what is happening, I also listened to some very close William Ruto associates talking in Nandi, the likes majority Senate leader, government majority leader in the Senate, Aaron Cheriot. Aaron Cheriot appeared a little bit sober. They were not talking as they normally usually do, abrasive insults. They were talking with a little bit of respect. And all those confirms it to me that Ruto and his team are waking up to this reality that things might not be as good or as smooth as they thought. And Raila Odinga also issued those remarks in the morning that tomorrow will be a grand march to State House. And some Kenyans are a little bit confused comparing Raila's remarks today and what Raila said yesterday. From where I sit, Raila's strategy is still the same here. Raila tomorrow, in my honest opinion, he wants to take a roll call to see how many people will turn, or rather will turn out, or rather will turn out for the mass action. If Raila finds it's a number that is enough to maybe storm State House, then only God knows what will happen. But I'm seeing a Raila Odinga who is being strategically very clever. Ruto and his team might have not realized that. Raila is very experienced when it comes to Kenyan politics. And I'm very sure he has laid out his strategy very well. And William Ruto, now that is the commander, or rather is the person in charge of all the instruments of power, in the event there will be a bloodshed tomorrow, William Ruto will bear the biggest, or rather the biggest or the greatest responsibility. In that, Raila Odinga has made it very clear that the demonstrators will be peaceful demonstrators, unarmed. So the moment the government starts interfering and and assuming lives are lost, Ruto's government will bear the greatest responsibility. And William Ruto, if he's not careful, he might find himself going the Russia's president's way, Vladimir Putin's way. So he has to be very careful on how he will deal with the demonstrators tomorrow. Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen. But even before I go, if you are watching us, but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give this video a like. To our fans and subscribers here, I'm very much humble, very grateful for the kind of support you're giving me here. Any other person who wants to support us, I've pinned my number on the comment section. Contact me through the number or feel free to channel your support to the number. Let's meet in our next analysis.